Hello friends, Valentine's Day is around the corner, so today I thought it might be fun to do a romantic afternoon tea. We're going to make Coronation chicken tea sandwiches, plus homemade scones with homemade clotted cream and strawberry jam, and some delicious cashew butter cookies that I think I will drizzle with melted chocolate. And the first thing we need to do is run to Tierra Farm because they have the best cashew butter. They also have some great chocolate for the cookies. And since we are out and about, we can also stop at the local flower store and make an arrangement for the tea table. So come take a drive with me. Tierra Farm is my favorite place to shop for organic, fair trade ingredients. The farm created a special Valentine's box that I will share with you a little later in this video. I think you will love all of the ingredients in the box. Now it's on to the local flower store. Check out the icicles on the front of the shop. Inside, the store feels like summer. I'm looking for inexpensive flowers in pastel shades for our Valentine's tea table. We are home. I have put my Tierra Farm ingredients away, and I just want to put the flowers in this tub over here, and then we can arrange the flowers later. I think this will make a very nice arrangement for the tea table once I have put them in a proper vase. Now we can grab the ingredients for the scones. And I like to make these particular scones in my stand mixer. Now you've seen me make these scones many times in the past, but I never know if there is someone new who is watching the channel, I'm just plugging this in, who has never seen the scone recipe. So I need 500 grams of flour, zero out my scale, and that would be about 3½ cups of flour. I just find it's much, much easier to weigh my dry ingredients. And I will link this recipe in the description below. And we can put the flour away. I also need 90 grams, or a scant ½ cup, of sugar. And I need 2 tablespoons of baking powder, which is 24 grams. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're not going to weigh that out. My paddle attachment, or mixing attachment. Give these dry ingredients a quick mix. Then we can add a half cup or 113 grams of cold diced butter. And I will let the mixer cut the butter into the flour at low speed. And the mix will be ready when it resembles coarse oatmeal. And while the mixer is working for me, I can measure out 3/4 cup or 191 mils of buttermilk. I seem to have a habit of spilling buttermilk. Clean up the spillage here. And then I'm going to whisk 2 large eggs into the buttermilk. Okay, and this is what the flour mixture should look like when the butter has been cut in. So it looks like coarse, I guess you could say coarse oatmeal. And then I'm going to beat in the buttermilk. Now there should not be any dry bits of flour at the bottom of the bowl. If there is, you can always add a slight bit more buttermilk. I just had a thought. Since this is a Valentine's Day afternoon tea, maybe we can dye the scones pink. I'm going to try this. Pastel pink. Let's see what happens. I think I've done this once before, and it worked. Actually, I don't like that shade of pink. I'm going to add some red. This is called having fun in the kitchen. I'm going to add a little more of the red. This doesn't seem to be working. Well, these will be pink and red streaked scones. I think perhaps last time I made pink scones, I maybe added the food coloring to the buttermilk mixture. Nevertheless, this is ready to go. So I have my marble board here. I'm going to flour it up just lightly. Now the interesting thing about this scone recipe is that even though I mixed the dough considerably, the scones will still be light and flaky. And I'm just kneading it briefly here. And I can form this into a ball. Cover it with a towel and let it rest for about 20 minutes. And after the 20-minute rest, you can flip the dough so its smooth side is down. Add a little more flour here. Then I'm going to roll the dough to a thickness of about 3/4 of 1 inch. Kind of looks pretty with the pink and red streaks. We are good. I need my biscuit cutter. I'm going to add a little flour over here that I can dip my cutter into. Oh, and I need my parchment-lined baking tray. And I know I say this every time, but when you are cutting out scones or really any biscuits, push straight down with the cutter. Do not twist it because that can crimp the edge of the scone or biscuit, and then the biscuit won't rise to its fullest potential. I have gathered up the scraps and just patted them out. And of course, you don't have to bake all of the scones at one go. You can freeze them just like this and bake them up whenever you are in the mood for afternoon tea. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to serve these scones with homemade clotted cream and strawberry jam. I made the clotted cream last night, so let me take you back to last night to show you the how-to. Clotted cream is very easy to make. I poured 2 cups of heavy cream into a pie plate and then placed the plate in a 175-degree Fahrenheit oven overnight. The next morning, the top of the cream had caramelized and turned leathery. The leathery bit is the clotted cream. Once the cream had cooled, I refrigerated it for a few hours. I will show you the finished product when we assemble our afternoon tea. And here are the chilled scones. I'm going to brush them with some well-shaken buttermilk, and I'm toying with the idea of adding red food coloring to the buttermilk. I'm going to bake these scones in my preheated 375-degree Fahrenheit oven until they puff, and that will take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. While the scones are baking, we can go ahead and get started on the cashew butter cookies. These are really easy to make. And the first thing I need is 1 cup of cashew butter. I'm going to weigh this out just for my own edification. And of course, this is the wonderful organic unsalted cashew butter that you and I bought together at Tierra Farm. 264 grams. I think it's much easier to weigh out things like almond butter and cashew butter rather than put them into measuring cups. Now, if I forgot to tell you, these cashew butter cookies are a cinch to make. I need 1 large egg, so I'm going to whisk. Then I need to whisk in 1 teaspoon of baking soda. One-third cup of demerara sugar, or you could use just regular granulated sugar. And I'm going to weigh out 1/3 cup, 78 grams. Whisk that in. I need just a pinch of salt. And then I need the cashew butter. I'm going to mix this until a very stiff dough forms. So there is no flour in these cookies. They are entirely gluten-free, if that is important to you. I got a spoon out, but I think I'd prefer to use one of my spurtles here. And just like that, our cookie dough is made. I'm going to pop this into the fridge for about 30 minutes. This way the cookies will be easy to form. And I think our scones are about ready. I can't wait to look at them to see if they are still pink or red. These are just stunning. They are certainly stunning for Valentine's Day. I'm going to let these cool. Meantime, I think our cashew butter cookies are ready to form. All right, my cashew butter cookie dough has chilled. I'm going to form the cookies into roughly the size of, I don't know, cherry tomatoes. These cookies do spread, so I don't want to make them too large. And I will space them about 2 inches apart. Now, the last time I made cashew butter cookies, I did drizzle them with melted chocolate, and they were wonderful. So we are going to do that today. I'm going to lightly flatten each little ball. This way they will bake evenly. Well, the cookies will bake evenly. And they won't roll around on the baking tray as I transport them to the oven. I will bake these cookies until cracks form in the tops. That will take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. While we wait for the cashew butter cookies to finish baking, we can get started on a simple flour arrangement. For someone who has no idea what he is doing, I think this arrangement turned out fairly well. And we can enjoy it right here because I think our cashew butter cookies are ready. These cookies look and smell just fantastic. I'm going to let them cool. Well, let me see. No, I think I can go ahead and just transfer them to my cooling rack. Once these cookies have cooled, I will drizzle them with melted chocolate. Okay. I cannot tell you how badly I want to eat one of these cookies or one of these pink scones, but we have to wait. I need to melt chocolate that we can drizzle on the cookies. And this is the organic dark chocolate dollops that we bought at Tierra Farm. Of course, I have to eat one of these. I'm going to melt these in the microwave, probably for 2 minutes. These were in the microwave for only 1 minute, and they're already melting, and I think I will let them finish melting in the residual heat in this bowl. I'm putting my piping bag in a jar, just for safety, and then I've let this chocolate cool for a bit, and hopefully it won't run right through. It is running right through. Oh well. And while the chocolate is hardening up, I'm going to go ahead and make the Coronation chicken sandwiches. For the Coronation chicken, I'm not using any actual recipe. I just know that Coronation chicken has mango chutney and curry in it. And for sandwiches, I want some mayonnaise too. And I have the meat from a rotisserie chicken in here. It's the breast meat that I cut very finely. Give this a good mix. I know some Coronation chicken sandwich recipes I looked at included raisins. That is probably the last thing I want to bite into when I'm eating a sandwich. I love raisins, but I don't want them in a sandwich. I'm going to add a hint of curry. And then this is Major Grey chutney. It's mango chutney. I forgot to mention that I added just enough mayonnaise to moisten the chicken. Let me grab a clean fork because I want to give this a taste test. Oh, it's very nice. It'll be even nicer with a little more curry. I need to put these ingredients away and grab my bread. And I need my rolling pin because this particular bread, well, it has a nice texture. It's too thick and it has this crown, which means there will be a lot of waste when I remove the crust. Actually, it's not waste because I end up eating the crust. But I'm going to flatten these slices, which will make them a little more square. Now, I sometimes make my own pain de mie in one of those rectangular covered pans, and that bread is great for tea sandwiches, but I don't have any of that bread today. And Pepperidge Farm makes, or at least used to make, a terrific thinly sliced sandwich bread. But I can't find that anymore. I've gone to several different supermarkets. None of them have it. So I don't know what's going on there. Next crucial step is to butter each slice. And the butter will seal the bread so we do not have soggy sandwiches. I have a dog at my feet. Her favorite thing, well, her two favorite things are bacon and chicken. And those are key words for her. So every time she heard me say chicken, as in Coronation chicken, tea sandwiches, her ears perked up. Then I have some baby spinach leaves I want to put on top. And I remove the stems from these leaves because where I would not want to bite into a raisin, someone might not want to bite into a hard baby spinach stem. Assemble. And then, need my Japanese bread knife. Where are you? Here you are. And off with the crust. For me. Then, I will cut these sandwiches into rectangles. also known as fingers. And here is the clotted cream that we made last night. And what we do is take the firm, leathery part of the clotted cream, put this in a bowl. Try not to spill any of it because it is precious material. I think clotted cream is one of the best inventions of all time. And then the liquid that remains in this dish is the whey. And you can use this for biscuits. You can add it to coffee or tea. I mean, it's good stuff too. Then I want to stir this really well. And if I didn't mention it in the voiceover, clotted cream, especially as it bakes, smells exactly like caramel. This can go right over here. And then I have homemade strawberry jam that I will put in another container. This is the strawberry jam that you and I made together last June from perfectly ripe, in-season strawberries. And we can put the strawberry jam over here. I need a knife for the clotted cream and a little spoon for the strawberry jam. Here is the knife. Here is the spoon. And then we can put the very tempting cashew butter cookies up top. Well, the cookies, the scones, the clotted cream and jam, and the Coronation chicken sandwiches are definitely calling my name. So all I have to do now is brew the tea. But before I do that, I want to show you a special surprise that I received while we were at Tierra Farm. So while I was shopping at Tierra Farm, the staff there asked what I was making, because they know I have this channel, and I told them I was doing cashew butter cookies for a Valentine's video. And they said, would you like us to put together a Kevin Lee Jacobs Valentine's box? And of course, I said, absolutely, yes. So here is what's in the box. And it's my favorite things. My recipe for cashew butter cookies. It's amazing how quickly they put that together. Black chai loose leaf tea. We're going to enjoy this black chai tea for our afternoon tea. Organic cocoa dusted almonds. The organic dark chocolate dollops, because we use them in the cookies. Organic unsalted cashew butter, so you can make these cashew butter cookies. And as a special treat, the Tierra 62% dark chocolate plus cacao nib crunch bar. I've had one of these before, super delicious. Now, I don't know about you, but if I received this box as a Valentine's Day gift, I would be very happy indeed. And the farm did tell me they will give you, my viewer, a special discount and free shipping. And I will put all of that information in the description box below. And to see the full description, you simply click on the title of the video. I love that all of the bags from Tierra Farm are compostable. Really, there is no waste. to the tea table. Lisette will be joining me in just a moment, but I cannot wait. Sip of tea. I love chai black tea when it's from Tierra Farm. I don't think you can see, but I have one of the Coronation chicken sandwiches right here. I have made Coronation chicken tea sandwiches many times in my life, but none have been as wonderful as this version. So that Major Gray's mango chutney just gives the sandwich a spicy, sweet experience. Totally delicious. And now it's time for a scone with the homemade clotted cream and homemade strawberry jam. And you saw how the scone just split in half very easily. That's why I like the scone recipe. Clotted cream, which I will put on my plate. I have a knife over here. Strawberry jam. Break off a piece of scone. Clotted cream. Jam. And enjoy. In all truthfulness, after we put the clotted cream in this little custard cup, I actually took a whole spoonful out of the larger bowl, popped that into my mouth, and I told Lisette that I could live on clotted cream. It's sweetly caramelized, but there's no added sugar in it. And again, so incredibly easy to make. You just need cream and time. Before I go any farther, I need to try one of these cashew butter cookies with the chocolate drizzle. These cookies taste like a big hug. It's the taste of the cashews. There's some sweetness, but these cookies are certainly not very sweet. And the chocolate is, well, it's the icing on top. I don't know what else to say about these cookies other than you really need to try them. You also need to try the scones and the homemade clotted cream. Thank you so much for spending time with me today as we shop for ingredients, we shop for flowers, and we made this very lovely but very simple afternoon tea. And again, I will put a link for the Kevin Lee Jacobs Valentine's Day box in the description below. And I will also include the free shipping code. And until next time, I hope you will treat yourself very, very well. And I can't wait to see you next time, friend. Bye for now.